The rule was simple. If you hear your own voice calling from the woods, do not unswear, and definitely do not look back. I never considered myself a believer in local superstitions. I'm a gearhead who finds peace in a modified 4x4 and the silence of the high Sierra. But when I parked my rig on a narrow ridge overlooking the Blackwood Valley, the silence felt different. It wasn't peaceful. It was heavy, like the air before a lightning strike. By 11 p.m., the wind died down completely. I was settled into my rooftop tent, the glow of my tablet, the only light for miles. That's when the scratching started. Not on the metal of the car, but against the fabric of the tent, soft, rhythmic, like someone was tracing the zipper with a fingernail. I froze. I told myself it was a stray branch, but there were no trees close enough to touch the vehicle. I grabbed my tactical flashlight and unzipped the flap just an inch. The beam cut through the dark, revealing nothing but empty dirt and the unblinking eyes of a mountain owl perched on my side mirror. It didn't fly away. It just stared, its gaze fixed on the empty passenger seat inside my locked car. I retreated back inside, heart hammering against my ribs. To calm down, I turned on my dashcam monitor to check the perimeter. The infrared feed showed the clearing was empty. Then, the audio picked up a sound that made my blood turn to ice. It was my own voice. "Hey, come out here! The view is amazing!" The recording played back, but I hadn't said that. I hadn't spoken a word since I left the gas station 3 hours ago. The voice was mine, the same pitch, the same slight rasp, but the cadence was wrong. It sounded like a recording played at 90% speed. I looked at the monitor again. There was a figure standing right at the edge of the infrared's reach. It was wearing my jacket. It was standing exactly how I stand. It didn't move. It just stood there, unblinking, watching the car. Terror is a cold thing. I didn't scream. I crawled into the driver's seat through the internal pass-through, fumbling for the keys. As the engine roared to life, the figure in the woods didn't run. It began to mimic my movements in real time. As I shifted into gear, it raised its hand. As I looked in the rearview mirror, it leaned forward. The tires spat gravel as I raced down the switchbacks. I didn't look back until I reached the main highway, where the streetlights offered a thin veil of safety. When I finally pulled over at a lit rest stop, I walked around to the passenger side. There, pressed against the dusty window from the inside, was a single, perfect handprint. Maybe stress played tricks on my mind, or maybe some places carry things we simply don't understand. But one thing I believe with certainty is this: everything happens by the will of Allah. Nothing moves, nothing changes, and nothing touches our lives without His knowledge. Everything happens according to Allah's will, and maybe some questions are not meant to be answered. If this story gave you chills, leave a comment below about your scariest camping experience, and share this with someone who loves the outdoors. Like and subscribe for more.